everyone, welcome back to Booked and Bonded, live from the realms of books, banter, and best friend chaos. We are your hosts, Lizzie
and Larissa.
And today we're gonna, do some stuff.
That sounds good to me.
But first, we're gonna need you to grab some snacks and a beverage because it's gonna be a long journey. It's gonna be a crazy journey today. You might also want to bring tissues.
20 at least. Maybe just to bring the whole box.
But today we are going to get bonded over Fourth Wing chapter 34 through 36.
Usually I'm excited and I'm like trying to be, but
it's a hard one. It's a hard one.
Yeah.
It is definitely a mood dampener.
Anyway, what snack or drink do you have today, and or both?
I have a...
She has nothing. She's left it behind. Niffler actually took it.
I have a cherry Coke Zero left over from the movie theaters from my husband. And I have some cheddar Pringles.
I just dumped Thomas's drink. I hope he doesn't get angry. I mean, he won't get angry, but I hope he didn't want it. He's with his brother right now. Hi, Sigmund. You wanted to say hi?
Hi, Sigmund!
I have, what is this drink called? Oh my goodness. I have brown sugar boba. That
Ooh.
I have these little packets I get from Trader Joe's, so I made one of those. And then I have my lunch, which is basically a homemade charcuterie board. So.
I love it. I did not eat lunch. I had breakfast. I realizes have not ate lunch. It's fine.
It's 2:30 on a Sunday, you know? The vibes are strange.
I had breakfast. I'll have dinner after this. I'll be okay. I have my snack if I need it. Worst comes to worst, I'll eat Niffler's treats. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Will you share? Thanks. We're friends. Okay, now he's eating me. We're not friends anymore.
Do you have any bookish life updates?
Absolutely not.
I love it.
I cannot, I don't know. I'm going through the worst slump ever. I cannot sit down and read a book. I just can't. I can't focus. Anytime I'm getting into a book, I just can't do it, or something comes up and I am in a slump. So, got any tips for that?
Do a reread. Which you're already doing, but at a slow pace.
I tried to do a reread with Icebreaker, and it went great halfway through, and then I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What about you? Any life updates?
I am reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix because that one just came out, which has been really fun. My only issue with the voices now, that they have like older voices, which happened in the last book too, is that Harry and Ron's voice sound way too similar. When they're having a conversation, I'm getting so lost.
Because they're just like the same tone and everything.
Yeah, it's so similar. But the books are amazing. I love Lupin's voice. That, I think, is my favorite voice in the series so far.
I am like a chapter into Prisoner of Azkaban.
I love it.
I told you I'm in a slump. I'm in a slump. Which is okay. Like, you don't have to read every day, even if you love reading. Like,
there will always be times when we have slumps, right? Yeah. Like, other than the Harry Potter books, I can't get into anything else right now. I've been trying. It's not happening. And one of my coworkers wants me to continue reading Throne of Glass, and she keeps checking in, and I'm like, it's not happening. It's just not happening right now.
I read book 1. Did I like it? Yes. Is the
Yes.
concept amazing? Yes.
It's so good.
Did I love the writing and everything? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's so, like, I know I'm 1 out of 8.
I think I'm 3 out of 8. I'd have to double check. I need to do, like, reread some summaries of all the books that I've read so far, too, once I get back into it. Because I can remember details, but I have to remind myself of them. But yeah.
Okay, speaking of summaries, before we get into our summary, I read a summary this morning because I read everything this week, and I was just like, I'm gonna... Yeah, I was gonna refresher. I wasn't gonna reread everything. I read my notes, and then I just was like, oh, let me just see what, like, SparkNotes has, just in case, like, something pops up. Their summaries are so bad.
That's what I'm saying! Who is writing these things?
I kid you not. Chapter 36 summary. Chapter 36, which is a huge fucking chapter, and I understand a lot of it's fighting, and we'll cut some of that out, too. I kid you not, they decided that they're gonna fight. Death. That one death. That's the summary.
That's all that happens in that chapter, actually, so we're just gonna move on from it. This is why teachers hate SparkNotes.
I can understand.
I don't think my students really know anything about SparkNotes, I'm not gonna lie.
It's
not
definitely
a
an
common
art.
thing anymore.
Yeah,
it's just more like
thing.
have AI summarize.
Oh, that one's bad too.
Yep, it's awful. But that's the time that we're living in.
Your toe beans are showing.
I love seeing little toe beans.
No, he's like, Mom, don't show them my toe beans. Stop
This
bathing yourself on camera.
Draws a line at the toe beans, but can definitely lick oneself on camera.
He's like, you came to my house. Okay, well, let's do a better job than SparkNotes. You ready to open the archives?
Heck yeah! Here we go. Chapter 34, Epigraph.
Chapter 34, Epigraph.
So, looking forward, we have this episode, and we have a next episode. And that's like the last summarizing episode, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so appreciate the epigraphs now.
Because we're never doing them again.
Yep, cutting them out. This is it. So when we were coming up with the concept of like this section, we were like, do we do like a whole separate segment on just the epigraphs? But that didn't really flow, so then we ended up putting it all together, which I think works out for us.
Yeah.
But the epigraphs are important, so let's hear chapter 34. The first known griffin attack occurred in 1 AU, after unification, near what is now the trading post of Resin. At the edge of the dragon-protected border, the post has always been vulnerable to attack, and, over the course of the past 6 centuries, has changed hands no less than 11 times in what has become a never-ending war to secure our borders from our power-hungry enemies. And that's Navarre, an unedited history by Colonel Lewis Markham.
Unedited, you say?
Yep.
A lot of lies.
Yep. Super edited. Or redacted.
One of the two. I think the biggest thing I pull away from it is that they are going to Athbean, which is right next to Resin.
Mm-hmm.
And within the next couple chapters, we do have interactions with griffins, so...
I looked at the power hungry, like the term power hungry, and I was like, okay, so they're pretending they're talking about griffins. They're really talking about the venin, obviously. He's just not saying it. But in my head, I'm like, actually, I think Navarre's the one that's power hungry for that border.
And I would say the venin are. They're literally searching for power actively.
Well, yes. But for this specific border, like, the borders around Navarre are the thing they're the most power hungry for because venin cannot wield inside of it. So they're trying to protect themselves. So they don't care who else is outside of it. It's just their border and them.
Yeah, that's all they care about. So we are in the middle of war games. And we're flying with Xaden's squad that he built to go to Athbeen. And it's been like 7 hours when they decide to land a little bit before they actually arrive, so the dragons can rest and get water and get food if they need it. Something adorable. And Darna did not make it through the whole trip without falling asleep, so she had to use her cute little triangle vest to attach to Taryn so she could sleep while they fly. Adorable.
So cute.
They land. There are 10 people in the squad, 10 dragons. And we do know a good chunk of them, but we will learn more. But we know for sure Violet's there.
Yeah.
And
who else do we really care about?
And Liam.
Right.
Bodhi and Garrick.
Yeah.
Imogen.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest are really I don't care about.
Truly, it's like, I have no idea who you are.
Also, the only other person I know is Solaire. Also, the only other person Violet knows. So, we definitely don't know anyone else. We will, but at this point. So, she gets off. She notes that, like, she's not as sore as she was when she went to Fort Mozzarella, which is great for her. She's improving every day. And Liam checks in on her because he's a great guy. And he's like, hey, how are you doing? And she's like, I'm not sure. Like, do you feel less if I say that? And he's like, no. And the reason Violet's not sure is, like, she's getting that, like, gut feeling that something's weird. And she's chalking it up to 10% of the graduating class don't make it through the last game of war games. And so she's, like, nervous, like, oh, like, people could die, Xaden could die. And she's chalking up to that, but I think she does have great intuition, and she's like, something's off. Liam also notes that Xaden and her are making eyes, and he's like, hey, like, how's that going?
Really, it's like, his nice way of saying, tell me the tea, what happened, sis?
She's like, not sure. And he's like, okay. Well, I know his priorities. I just want to make sure you know what you're getting into. Could have told her, Liam. Could have told her right there. Right there.
Literally.
But instead, Liam goes off to do whatever. Violet goes in to relieve herself, and then she comes back out, and Xaden reaches out his hand to be like, hey, what's up, friend? She's very shocked by this because she's like, we don't do public displays. What's going on? And he's like, I trust every single person here. They are not going to say anything about you or say anything about this. First red flag, but whatever.
Yeah.
They go off, and that's what I have him as in my notes because I'm not reading out Xaden every single fucking time.
Oh, I do.
I write out Dane every time because I can't put D because
Donald. That
is what I call my husband sometimes, yeah. I'm like, I'm not associating this asshole with my love of my life. Violet is now VI now because you did that, and I was like, that's so smart. Why did I do that? That's Vi. Like, people call her that. Imogen is Image.
Perfect.
Quinn is Queen.
Queen.
I started that, like, the first time I wrote it, and I was like, she is a queen. Ree is Rye. Ree is Ree.
Yes.
Riddick is Riddick. Who else? Sawyer is Sawyer because for the longest time, what was I kept trying to call him? Like, Soyen? Or
Yeah.
Soren?
Yeah.
So I have to write it out or I get messed up. But yeah, inside to my brain. Back to Violet. I just thought you needed to know how my brain worked and what my notes looked like, Larissa.
I read out every name except for Violet and Ree. Those are the only two that I shortened.
I don't shorten any of the dragons. Yeah, most of the other ones I do shorten. It's a lot of my notes are actually shorthand. Like, if you tried to read my notes, you would be like, the f is happening? It makes sense in my brain.
That's all that matters.
Until I read a line and I'm like, what did I mean?
What is that about? Who did what now?
Who knows?
Sigmund is staring at us like, what are you
Hi,
Sig!
I can't even see him.
He's right here. There it is.
Hi, Sigmund. Oh. Also, side tangent. It is beautiful where we live right now. Yes. Is Sigmund loving it?
Yes, he is. We were just outside right before this. He was having a blast.
The cats are enjoying having the windows open and just, like, having the fresh air. So, okay. We're at the lake. Violet and Xaden go off to the side, and Xaden's checking in on her and massaging the tenseness out of her legs.
Yep.
He's just, like, checking in, seeing how she's doing, and then he's like, hey, like, when we get to the fort, I want you to sleep. Like, I want you to stay back, sleep, I'll figure out everything. And she's like, what? No. And it's just him being protective. They kiss, and Xaden claims her as his, and he is hers, and they fall deeper and deeper in love. Really fast, really hard, falling in love. And then Xaden pulls away and cocks his head like he hears something. And then a velvety voice.
Love that.
Yeah, I can't do velvety voices, so I apologize to all our readers.
Samesies.
This is what you writers spend your free time on, or something like that. I don't know. Someone interrupts their kissing. And before Violet can actually, like, see everything, Xaden's like, fuck, covers her in shadows, and, like, turns to, like, push her back. He tells her, if you have ever trusted me, please trust me now, and please stay calm.
And she's like, what?
I would be confused too. I would be like, I'm so sorry, we were just making out and now what is happening? Taryn gets to her because, like, everyone, like, she knows something's wrong. Taryn knows something's wrong. We find out that 2 griffins flew into the, like, lake area, and the person who interrupted them is one of the griffin flyers. Xaden then picks Violet up and puts her in Liam's arms, and Liam is holding her, like, pinned down arms, and Liam's just like, I'm sorry. And everyone's just saying sorry to her. And she's like,
still like, what?
What is happening? And Darna, in true Andarna fashion, wants to eat the griffins, and Violet's like, they are the same size as you. You cannot eat them.
Watch
she
her.
could. She could. She could do anything she wants.
Mm-hmm. She's in Darna.
Taryn does not like the fact that Liam is holding Violet like that. And so he's like, you don't touch her. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. Liam backs off, but he's still right next to her. Violet looks around. No one's drawing weapons. No one's seeming concerned. And she's like, what is happening? And Xaden heads to the flyers and says, you are fucking early. And the chapter ends.
Hey, stay away from my food.
Hey, Sigmund, that's my food. Get away. Come bring it to me. I don't know. I'm hungry. Hold on. We're going to take a snack break.
Snack break? Good. Then I can shove cottage cheese in my mouth.
Chapter 35.
Chapter 35? I feel like we flew through that. That was a short chapter, though.
Yeah, honestly, what else are we going to talk about? Like, they flirt, they kiss, they make out.
Violet tries to kill the Griffin Rider. She's, like, sparking up, I guess.
Yes, that's just true. She's really lighten up the sky with, like, lightning, and they do get they get scared of Terran because he's massive, but the big takeaways is Xaden and Liam just keep saying sorry to her, and
no one else seems concerned.
And then Violet watches her love of her life and be like, "You're early. What the fuck?" Ugh. What is Chapter 5's epigraph?
Chapter 35's epigraph says...
Did I say 25?
I think you just said 5. Take it back.
Take it back.
Not this time.
Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
Everybody clap your hands.
What is Chapter 35's epigraph?
It is from Navarre, an unedited history by Colonel Lewis Markham, again, part 2. Actually, we've had this a couple times before, but anyway. In his last days of interrogation, Fen Ryerson lost touch with reality, railing against the kingdom of Navarre. He accused King Towery and all who came before him of a conspiracy so vast, so unspeakable, that it does not bear repeating by this historian. The execution was swift and merciful for a madman who cost untold lives. Knowing the truth, that really ticks me off.
Because that is a very easy and quick way for a government to be like, "Oh, don't believe him, he went mad." Even though it's probably 100% the truth. I mean, I am glad that it was quick and merciful.
They said quick and merciful for a madman. Not necessarily for anyone who wasn't mad.
Okay, that's fair. Now I'm ticked again.
Yep.
Ugh.
This chapter continues right after.
Lived. Where did we left off? Xaden's like, "We don't have the full shipment. We're supposed to meet tomorrow." And Violet's like, "Shipment? What the fuck? Like, he's a traitor. He's a traitor, and I've fallen for him." The Griffins came not for the shipment, but to warn Xaden and his people that a little village a village not so far from here was lost to venin. And they were heading this way. And Violet's kind of like, "What did they say? Like, that doesn't make sense. Venin are fake." And the Griffin's people, there's one that was like really trying to warn them, and then the other one just seems like, "Okay, we warned them, let's go. They're never gonna help us. Like, this is just bullshit." They were very Debbie Downers. Violet looking around, people are not reacting the way that she thought they would react. Like, that these people are just saying these fictional characters just attacked a village isn't a weird thing to hear.
It's like saying that Voldemort came and he's over here causing problems in your town. Like, that's what she's hearing right now.
Honestly. And the female flyer was kind of explaining, kind of going into detail of what's happening, and Xaden stops her, and he tells her, "We can't know the details. Like, if one of us gets interrogated, it's all blown. Like, just stop where you can." So we don't get much details about what it is, but we do hear the venin, that they're being attacked, and that they are coming this way. The Griffins are saying that they are going to go to Resin, which is a trade town that's very, very close to where Athbean is, and protect those villagers. And if you can make it and help, or no, they're like, "You should leave." You should leave.
Yeah, no, literally just get out of here. Go home. It's not too late.
It's not too late. Everyone doesn't react in the way that Violet's thinking she's reacting, and she's like, "What is happening?" She is still like, they're all traitors. They are all traitors. I fell for all of them. Or I fell for Xaden. All of these people are traitors. The flyers do make a comment, like, about Violet, where you're never going to get a Sorrengail to help out. And then the other Griffin, who's a Debbie Downer, he's like, oh, I wonder how much she's worth. Like, I wonder how much the king will pay us for the general's Sorrengail's daughter to be returned. And they were like, probably enough to give all of our drifts weapons and stuff for the next couple years. And Taryn and Violet are like, I think not. And Violet starts lighting up the skies. And Taryn's being all Taryn and grumpy and he's not grumpy, but he's always grumpy. But
he's trying to steal her, so
yeah, he's like, no, this is mine. She's my little silver thing. She's fragile and I love her.
And shiny.
And shiny, like my other golden shiny thing who is hiding.
Maybe he just likes shiny things.
He is a dragon. They like to hoard shiny things. Violet and Taryn kind of have a conversation, and Violet's like realizing every single person in this group who came with Xaden, except for her, are marked ones. They all know and aren't surprised to see flyers. They're not surprised to hear the word venin. And they kind of look like they expected something like this. Like, nothing of this isn't shocking to them. They're not freaking out. They're not feeling threatened. They're not doing anything that would seem that they aren't traitors. And so Violet is like, these are all traitors. I'm surrounded by people that are against Navarre. I'm like, she's like getting into fight or flight mode. And
fair.
It's fair. She also recognizes that her own dragons, Ternan and Darna, have been quiet. And also, Terran's being protective, but they weren't immediately alerted and threatened when they arrived. And she's like, you knew what they were doing. You knew what was going on and you didn't tell me. And Terran's logic is, there's only one thing more important than a rider and a dragon's bond, and it's a mating bond. And I feel like that is a cop-out, Taryn. I feel like that's trying to distance, being like, oh no, it was Sigale, and I'm her mate, so I kind of had to agree with her. It just feels copy-out to me.
Yeah. Maybe he also didn't think that she was ready to hear it, which is possible.
Yeah. But she recognized they knew. They acknowledged that, yeah, they knew, but they didn't say it, like, straight up say it. And then she turns to Liam, and she's like, were we ever friends? Like, you sat and let me fall for Xaden. And he's like, yes, we're friends. Like, just let him explain it to you. Like, I'm so sorry. Just let him explain it to you. I'm like, this is not helping. I would be so livid if I was Violet. The lightning would be hitting the ground at this point.
I don't know. I feel like I would trust Liam so much after everything they've been through that him just saying those words would make me rethink how I'm feeling. I don't know.
He actually says, he's like, yes, we were friends, but I owe him everything. I don't know. Yeah. It rubs me. Like, it's not like I would be actively forever mad at him, but I would be very upset in this moment, just like Violet is.
I mean, yeah, everyone's lying to her.
You can tell her power is rushing. Lightning is jumping from cloud to cloud because it's just building up, and she's just like getting more and more emotional. Xaden tries to explain to her, and the first is like trying to explain the shipments, and she's like, what shipments? And he's like, I'm giving them weapons. And she's like, weapons to hurt us? He's like, no, weapons to kill venin. And she's like, venin aren't real! What are you fucking talking about?
This nonsense. Like, what are you saying right now?
But this whole conversation makes Violet think back to the letter from her dad. And remember that the letter was found in the Book of Fables. And the letter basically summarized says, I know you will make the right choice when the time comes. You are the best of the writer and the best of the scribe put in one. It only takes one generation to mess with history, and scribes have all the power. Feels like that's
a great summary. Yeah, that's a great summary.
But this makes Violet start thinking about that letter.
Literally every line she stops and she's like putting things together. It is a puzzle. Her dad, the scribe / writer he is, chose the perfect words to help her understand in this moment.
Very much. She's just like, she's recognizing that he was warning her, like, about all of this in the best way he possibly could, because he couldn't just straight up say it, because in case someone found it, but he did it in the best way he could. Taryn also comments that he doesn't want to help Violet with this choice. He wants Violet to make the choice being, like, believing them, staying with them, or leaving and
telling everyone.
Yes, exactly. And Taryn's like, I chose you because you were brave and intelligent, and I know you'll make the right choice.
He's doing such a parent thing right there.
He is.
He's like, just... you know the choice I want you to make, but I'm not going to say to make it.
It's up to you, and I'm going to respect you with whichever one you choose.
But choose the right one, dummy.
I wonder if he would.
I don't think he ever doubted she would make the wrong choice.
I don't think so either. I think both him, Taryn, and Darna knew she would, and it's even commented later in this paragraph, probably. Interesting thought concept of what would happen. We'll have to do in the book, the breakdown.
Yeah. We find out that the only thing that kills venin is the very thing that's powering the wards. And Violet's like, what? And she really has to think about that, and then she's like, oh, that's why Navarre isn't going to help Romeo if this is true.
Because venin can't use their powers in the wards. And
this, like, whole conversation of ethics comes up, right? Like, why wouldn't Navarre help if they knew this was happening? And this is giving her all of the evidence that she needs, that she's like, oh, they're protecting themselves and they're not caring about a single other person.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what happens outside the borders as long as the borders are strong and they're safe inside. Xaden gives Violet a dagger when they're talking about, like, what can kill a venin. And the dagger is alloy-tipped. I can never do this word. Alloy-tipped. And her first reaction is like, did you steal this from my mom? Because it is fair, because when we went into the office of General Sorengale, there was one just sitting on her desk. And Xaden's like, no, but it doesn't surprise me she has one, because she probably knows what's actually happening.
Another click in her mind.
Another thing noted about the dagger is Violet can, like, feel the power while she's holding it.
Wonder if everyone can, or if that's just her thing.
I also have that question. I'm not sure, because I don't know if I ever get anyone's other POV while they're holding one. Violet finally, like, all the pieces click, and she believes. She believes that there are, like, the venin are real, and that Navarre is not helping anyone outside of their borders. And Xaden really needs to, like, make sure that she's on her side, because he's like, if Dane sees this memory, like, we're all screwed. It's all lost. Like, everything's fucked. Little do you know, Xaden. Yeah. He's already fucked you.
Well, yeah.
Violet's like, he would never do that. And Xaden's like,
he's my best friend.
He's a really good guy. You just have to get to know him.
He'll always choose what's right.
Yeah, he'll yeah, he wouldn't break a rule for me, but, like, he's, like, totally a great guy.
Denial.
It's hard. Xaden's like, I love you, or you love me. Because Violet's still, like, angry with him, which is fair. And she's
Valid.
like, loved. I loved you. And Xaden's like, louder, you love me! Everyone turns and they're like, oh shit.
That's not good. That's not a good sign.
This is not a good sign. We're all fucked. Xaden also says, like, I didn't lie to you when I said I needed you. It's like, oh damn, he's still falling for her. But she is heartbroken. You lied to her so much.
You lied to her about probably one of the biggest things you could have ever lied to her about.
Yeah, honestly. And she's, in the end, she's like, I believe that there's venin, but I don't trust you anymore. And
so valid.
Very valid. Then they head off to the outpost.
Boo.
Athens. And Darna
just turned around.
They should have just turned around. They don't know yet. They didn't know. And Darna's like, we know we didn't tell you the truth. We just hid things from you. And Violet's like, that's the same thing. And Darna.
Yeah. Because Xaden had just said that. Like, copy paste. You didn't hide things. You lied.
And Darna's like, ooh, that was good. And she didn't pay attention to the rest of the conversation.
Well, because Taryn is like, no, she's allowed to be mad. We did lie.
Yeah, Taryn is, like, acknowledged. Taryn says, we did something to protect you without consulting you. I will never do that again. I truly do feel like Taryn felt guilty he didn't straight up just tell her.
Yeah.
Or communicate more. Yes. And I do think that it was that he really couldn't, because Sigale may have asked him not to, or, like, acknowledged the fact that, like, she can't until she's ready because of Dane. And so, like, I knew it wasn't, like, Taryn being neglectful to Violet.
Yeah.
They make it to the outpost, and it is weirdly quiet. There's not a single soul there. It is completely empty. They decide to split up and look around, see if they can find anything. Violet, Liam, and Xaden head to the South Tower to look out and find things. Liam looks towards the village of Ressin. He notes that griffins have flown and landed there, which we knew was going to happen because of the warning from the griffins at the lake. Xaden turns to Violet and asks, like, what did Dane tell you before we left? He, like, leaned in. What did he tell you? She's, like, trying to remember. And he said he would miss you, Violet. He says he's going to miss you.
That would be strange to me.
That would be strange.
Although we do know the success rate of the End of War game, so I guess, like, less strange, but still strange.
I think it's strange. Also capped with the fact that Xanden's like, and he just said that I'm gonna kill you. And Violet's like, well, he always says that.
Literally every day. We check back in, he's like, yep, still wanna kill him. Okay, cool, let's move on.
And then he's like, well, did he touch you? And Violet's like, what? No. And he's like, did he touch you like this? Cups her face. And she's like, well, that's how he always touches, but I would know if he read my memories. And Xaden's like, you wouldn't. Trust me, you wouldn't.
Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge.
Oh, I do think Xaden tried to read Violet in the last chapter when the flyers arrived to be like, is she going to attack them? Because he, like, it's described him looking at her was, like, very much like trying to look through her, not, like, looking at her.
I also kind of had a question about him listening. I'm like, I don't think he was hearing them. I think maybe he could, like, hear intentions coming or something like that. Or
I thought it was Sigale. I thought, like, Sigale had been like, Griffins arrived, and he'd be like, what?
Maybe. I don't know.
It surprised me that Taryn didn't warn her more. So that's why I went to Sigale warned him, hey, Griffins are approaching. And then he heard them, like, land or something.
Because what would Violet do if he just said, okay, Griffins are approaching before anyone got to say anything to her?
Whipped out a dagger.
Struck
one of them
lightning
would be
immediately.
dead. Yeah, one of them would be dead. Garrett comes with a note that is addressed to Xaden. Violet notes that she knows the handwriting is Colonel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Colonel Atos, which is Dane's dad.
Boo.
And Xaden's... Farron, boo. Like, honestly, him and Varish can fucking die in a hole.
Separate holes. Lonely forever. Screw you.
I love it! We're not even gonna bring you back to talk to you. Fuck you!
Yeah.
Okay. The note is addressed to Xaden. It is handwritten from Colonel Atos, which could not be weird because, you know, he was the one that was, like, narrating the story and stuff, so maybe he wrote everyone's messages. But Xaden's face pales and drops, and he looks up and he's like, our mission is to survive. We were sent here to die. As Liam notes that, oh shit, guys, there's venin arriving at the village. That's chapter 35.
I did want to try and figure out when Dane specifically saw the memory of them with the weapons and all that good stuff. Most people agree that it was the touch at the party.
I could see that.
And maybe that's why he wanted her to go so quickly. He was, like, spinning it. I don't know.
I mean, it has to be after she found out about Athene.
Right.
And that would fit in timeline. And she was just thinking about Xaden, and the whole day is about the revolution and ending it. So, that's a very good possibility. He's still a prick from doing it.
Yep, the worst.
The fact that, like, you would just never know. He would just, like... And you would never know.
I would know. Only because I don't want anyone to touch me.
Okay, fair enough. But, like, if Xaden read your intentions, you would never know.
I would not know.
Yeah, it would be really weird with... I mean, it's such a perfect thing that he always touches her.
I feel like we just have to assume every time he touches her face, he's trying to see what she's seeing.
100%, that's what I take it as. 100%. Like, it doesn't matter if it's even relevant information at the point. Like, I think he just wants to know information and wants to know, like, what's on her thoughts.
He is icky.
Can I get your tissues?
Can we not? Can we just skip over this chapter?
We can do everything except for that part.
We just leave it out and we don't ever talk about it. We never discuss it.
Spark Notes summary. They decide to stay and fight. Liam dies. Larissa and Lizzie's summary. They decide to fight and stay. No one dies.
Done. The end.
We did it, guys.
Chapter 36. The chapter that I never want to chapter.
The chapter that is so sad. It's so upsetting.
Cut to a video of me sobbing while I was reading this chapter last night. I did take off my glasses because I was just like...
It's so... I hate the, like, clips of, like...
Don't
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
Chapter 36, Epigraph. The Wyverns Cry, the Fable of the Baron. So, obviously, this is from the Book of Fables that Violet has.
The Forbidden Book.
Yeah,
Sorry.
now we know it's forbidden.
Now we know it's forbidden.
For there, in the land beyond all the shadows, were monsters that dwelled in the night and dined on the souls of children who wandered too close to the woods. Yay.
That sounds so fun.
So good. I I said, do wyvern feed on souls of children specifically? That was my first question. Then I was like, no, they'll just eat anything.
They'll just eat anything. Absolutely anything. Because they have no soul.
So if you don't know, which if you don't know, you should not be watching this podcast right now, but wyvern are what venin ride on.
Yeah, they're kind of like Venin's version of a dragon, but instead of the rider getting power from the dragon, the venin puts power into the wyvern for it to be alive.
Right, because it's not actually. It's like a zombie dragon.
Yeah. But it also has 2 legs, and most of them are described to be gray, with like different colored flames.
And weird spider wings.
They are really ugly in my brain.
Yeah, I don't want to see one.
So chapter 36.
I'm not ready.
We got this. Taryn can tell that something is off. I think he's sensing the venin that Liam has just noticed as arriving at the village. So we are learning more about what the actual letter says. And the letter basically is like, this is a choice. It is a test of Xaden's loyalty. And he has the choice of either leaving this outpost and leaving that village and heading to the new headquarters for War Games, which is in
El Tuval,
which I believe is the place where Dane is.
Yep. I think so.
And if they leave now, they'll make enough time to be able to finish out War Games. But in turn, you're leaving that village to die. No support. Because remember, no one from Navarre is in this fort. It is just the 10 cadet riders. Or turn your back on Navarre and save the village, but then you're all marked as traitors and you'll die, regardless of if you survive during this fight or not.
It's a really easy choice, you know?
It's super easy.
Super simple.
Super.
Not worried about anything at all.
Honestly, flip a coin. Who cares? Fucking shitty ass thing. Something that I note that is interesting is Imogen and Bodhi. I believe it's more than just them, but they don't know everything. So they've never actually seen a venin because they're like, or Liam's like, I believe that's what it is. I've never seen one before. They don't know what a wyvern is. And so I think I know why they don't know all this stuff, because we learned in the last couple chapters that if they get interrogated or if anything happens, it's all ruined. So like the least information they know.
So young when their parents were involved with everything.
Well, true. I'm not even saying that they would learn it from their parents. I'm just saying from the past, like, couple years of them helping. They still
But they
are
aren't
in the dark
helping
from
fight.
it.
They're just giving weapons.
True.
That's it. It's their only job.
For now.
Yeah.
They get more jobs.
Unfortunately. But he's
So
like,
then
I can't see anything down in the valley. And Liam's like, hold my drink.
With his far sight, he can. And Liam sees 4 venin wearing purple robes. One has a staff, and they are heading straight to the village of Resin. We learned that there's about 300 people that live in that village. And now we have the choice of, are we going to stay and fight and turn our back on Navarre, or are we going to turn our back on these innocent people and leave like cowards?
Like the terrible community of people that we have come
grew up on. Yeah. Lead us, actually.
Do we look up to our leaders?
Really hard decision. Really. There are 7 griffins that arrived. There are 10 dragons and riders, and there are 4 venin. Just putting numbers out there.
I appreciate that we kind of figure out, and everyone else figures out at the same time, that Violet has a lot of knowledge of venin, because they're confused as to why they look the way they do or the way things are. And Violet's like, oh, well, this fact, and this fact. Like, they have red veins because magic corrupts blood as they lose their soul. Like, duh. Why don't you know that? She's just getting caught up that venin exists, and she's already telling them how it is.
I think it's just her shock mechanism of like, well, I have facts. I know facts. Facts calm me down. Like, I'll give you facts. Bodhi instantly is like, okay, let's go fight. And Xaden's like, stop. Like, holds him back, basically. And Xaden's like, we have to think about this. What are all your guys' thoughts? He understands he's the leader, but he is not going to make a decision for the whole team without talking to the whole team, which I really respect from him.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, well, we outnumber them. There are 10 of us plus 7 griffins. There's 4 of them. We outnumber them. That's fine. We're fighting. We're staying. Like, we are not going to be like Navarrans. We were taught better when we were raised by our actual parents. And Griffin Rider, the same one from the lake, comes back and she's like, hey, we're only here because we noticed your outpost is completely abandoned, and we're letting you know to leave. You should leave. It is a death sentence to go up against 4 venin. Even though they are outnumbered, there is 17-4. But it is a death sentence. And she's like, all the other griffins are praying to their gods and making peace. You should leave. But we can kind of see in Xaden's eyes, he wants to fight. He's not going to be a coward. And Xaden leaves it up to everyone, though. If you want to leave, I'm not going to think anything bad about you. I'm the reason you had to become riders. I'm the reason that you're in this position in the first place. If you want to leave and go back to the proper outpost that we're supposed to be at, I'm not going to think any lesser than you. But no one does. Everyone, one by one, is like, I'm staying, I'm fighting. I'm either going to die a hero or live as a coward, and I'm not going to fucking do that. I'm going to save the innocent people. And it's kind of up to Violet now. And Violet's like, Taryn, thoughts? And Taryn's like, I never back down from a fight. Let's fuck them up. And Violet's like, yeah, let's do it. Because Violet realizes what Navarre is doing is bad. You should help innocent people, no matter what side of the border they're on. Hi, baby. You think we should fight them too? Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming with us.
Am I your dragon? Yeah, you carry me around the house, Mom. You
It's
feed
broccoli.
me. It's broccoli. He is orange. They all decide to fight. They make a game plan.
Which is good.
Which is good. It is the right decision.
It's also wild because they had the courage after hearing that 2 venin brought down an entire city to fight double that.
Yeah. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you save an innocent person?
Oh yeah,
Or
I'd be no
try?
help, but I would try.
We try. They make a plan of how they're going to handle it. They are noticing that the venin are kind of eyeing a clock tower. They're like, okay, so it has to, something they're probably looking for. And they make a game plan. They want to try to get as much villagers out of the way, out of harm's way. And so they kind of split up, and people have their tasks. People have help villagers, try to distract the venin, get out of the way, and they go to fight. Violet tries to attack one of the...
Gosh, this was one thing that blew my mind. Garrick, when he's stating that he is gonna go fight, he's like, yeah, I'll say the same thing I said when we started smuggling weapons out our first year. Your first year, sir? Like, you didn't even get settled? You were like, yep, let's do this thing.
Yeah, fuck it.
did, but dang, I would not be that bold.
Violet is flying on Taryn, and she spots a venin, the one with the staff, on a building, and she's like, let's go after him. And so Taryn goes and shoots fire, burns down the building, it crumbles, and Violet's like, yeah, got him, perfect. She looks back, he walks out like nothing. Nothing touched him. The fire, nothing. So we learned that dragon fire does not kill him, or kill them, which we knew because Xaden told you the only thing that kills him is the dagger. Violet, you've kind of forgot that point. Okay, not at all. Not every. But we don't know that yet. I think Xaden would have been like, oh, also in your power. We spot a winged gray dragon that ends up being a wyvern, and it has...
That is blowing out some blue fire.
Blue fire? I want that. I don't.
Cool.
It is kind of cool. It has 2 legs, blue fire, these weird wingy spider thingies on his wings.
I'm assuming it's like translucent with like the
veinies.
Cartilage. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see. Yeah. I know, it's ugly in my brain. Oh, to note, Xaden did give Violet another dagger, so she does have 2 daggers. A lot happens. Big points I want to bring up, and anything you want to throw in, you can throw in. But during the fight, people are trying to... Riders and griffins are fighting together against the venin. They are trying to get the villagers into this mine shaft where they can be and be safe. So there are a couple dragons and griffins that are just scooping up people and bringing them to them. Just people are getting them. Liam and Day is Liam's dragon, are helping at the front with Solil. Solil, I don't know her dragon's name.
Fuel. I don't know how to pronounce it. Fuil.
Fuel? I'll say Fuel. Solil and Fuel, her dragon, are also helping there. There is a venin that is kind of approaching them. Violet's trying to get the venin's attention. The venin starts sucking from the ground, and then a circle of death is how Violet describes it, where the ground, the grass, the flowers, everything just dies, and like the color just gets saturated, and it's just growing from this venin. And it's absorbing the power. A villager gets caught, and his leg is in the circle of death, and he instantly dies. And Violet's like, aw shit, tell everyone to get the fuck off the ground. But it's too late. Solil tries to run, but her and her dragon get caught in the ground, the death ground, and they die instantly from being absorbed. So this venin is now supercharged because they absorbed 2 humans and a dragon and all this land. And luckily Liam and Day get away from it.
We did see before that happened, Solil had the ability to like move the rocks away that were coming down on the mountain from one of the attacks from the venin. So that has to do with her, at least
Signet?
one of her signets.
That's true. Probably an earth bender or earth wielder.
Yeah, something cool like that. We also saw that there was a blue-robed venin, which I believe wasn't that the one who was sucking the power from the earth.
I believe so, yeah.
Had more pronounced veins, so I'm assuming that's like an older, higher up venin.
Yeah, we do learn, I didn't look this up, but we do learn the different robes and have different hierarchies. Mm-hmm. And you do know, like, venin, you can get, like, you start with a red rim, and then your eyes get red, and then you get veins coming from your eyes, and then your whole body is covered in veins when you're really bad. A wyvern passes a building with unstable items in it. Specifically, it's noted that with Liam's family crest, which I'm intrigued about that.
There has to be something there. Like, why else would they say that? There's no need.
I don't know anything about Liam's family yet, though, so...
Nope.
Violet she's like, oh, let's blow this up. And so Taryn and her get into a good position to, like, set on fire to have this huge explosion to kill this wyvern.
Even though
it does
were
nothing.
Told to avoid it.
Yeah, and we were told to avoid it. They instead blow it up. It also does nothing to the venin in wyvern. Liam starts attacking, and he is wielding shards of ice. We just learned that Liam's signet is Farsight. So how the hell is he having shards of ice?
It doesn't even cross Violet's mind.
Doesn't even cross it.
Like,
She notes
states it happens, but she's like, yep, okay, that's normal. Continue.
How many marked ones do you think have a second signet?
I think it's all of them.
Do you believe that they have a second signet because of the rebellion relic, or do you think it's a different reason?
I think it's related.
Why wouldn't Xaden have? Because Xaden's second signet isn't because of the rebellion relic, it's because of the family bond with the dragon.
I think he has 3.
What's his third signet?
I don't know that yet. I haven't decided, but I do think he has 3.
Maybe it's just great in bed.
Hey, that's a good one.
But yes, Violet notes that Liam is wielding ice. Doesn't fucking cross her brain at all. She is in the middle of battle. I'll give her that. But I also didn't catch that on my first reread. Or my first
I didn't either. It took me getting, like, TikTok videos telling me it happened. And I was like, what's weird about him wielding ice?
I'm like, what if he just has ice daggers? And I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Violet realizes she needs to, like, distract these wyverns and stuff. So she is, like, flooding the sky with lightning. She's trying to hit things. She's not accurate. We know she doesn't have accuracy, like, good aim.
And Taryn says, keep going.
Just fuck it.
Go.
It'll hit one of
it.
them. It will do it. Oh, yeah, she does hit a wyvern. It instantly dies. Which is great. One wyvern down. There's like 20 others at this point in time.
Like
there are so many. They're coming so quickly, which makes me think, how easy is it to make it? Because we know there's 4 venin. And we do find out that 2 of the venin are the riders of the wyvern. But they're making so many. How easy is it to make it? What do you need to make a wyvern?
Right. Is it just a simple act of pushing power into something that's dead?
Do you need the body? Because we do know in... I'm not sure if it's Iron Flame or Onyx Storm, but we do know when they cut open a wyvern, there's that runed stone. Do you just need that and then it creates a body around it?
Then why do they all look the same? But then we also see that later Jack has control of his dragon, and that takes on like a form of wyvern.
I think it has to just do with the rune, and it's all the same rune, so maybe that's why they all look the same, and then, like, when it's put into another object, it acts the same, but it doesn't look the same because it's the other objects, is just the whole container it's held in.
I mean, they have so much power, it could literally be anything.
But yeah, they're really fucked. No venin are dead, and...
There happens to be, like, more flying in. So...
It's fine. We're fine. Violet notices that Xaden is going to get attacked by a wyvern, but in the last second, he uses his shadows to use a rope to get back on Sigale, which is so cool. Like, I feel like we don't see enough of these shadows things.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
But Taryn is paying attention. Violet's not. A wyvern tries to attack Taryn. Sigale rushes in and snaps him, the wyvern, dead. And Sigale looks at Violet and she gives her a look and she's like, ma'am, I will keep Xaden safe, but you need to make sure you're paying attention to my husband and keep him safe too. And they just have like a sister moment. I'm like, get it? I fair. Keep my own lane. I'll worry about me.
Well,
and
because it makes sense, because before they went into battle, Sigil was like, oh, I approve of you now. Like, I see who you are. You are not this timid, shy, scared, nervous little girl anymore. You've grown into this strong rider who makes the right choices.
She approves. Violet doesn't need your approval, but she approves. Liam begins to attack a venin. He jumps off from his dragon to jump onto the wyvern to kill the venin. He actually does kill it.
Yep, yeah, he stabs that venin. That was a very successful maneuver he had going on there.
He does so good. He kills the venin. The wyvern dies instantly. So that's our first clue that it doesn't have the same relationship as a dragon to rider, where in this terms of if your dragon dies, you will die, but if your creator venin dies, then the wyvern dies. We just skip this part.
Yeah, let's just move on. That's the end of the chapter, guys. It was really
Thanks
great.
for coming
Liam kicked
along.
ass.
Their wyvern comes out of nowhere and throws Liam off his dragon.
I can't.
Liam falls onto Taryn, and Violet catches him, and she is struggling to keep a hold of him because he's so much heavier and her shoulders dislocate, but she gets a hold, she gets him looped onto her saddle, and Day, Liam's dragon, and that wyvern are just fighting, and it is not going great for Day, and they are also spiraling down to the earth. So Violet is like telling Taryn to go, get closer, come on, let's catch up to them. But it's not going well. And they crash, and Day doesn't move, and Liam feels it, and we all know Day is dead. And Liam just wants to go over to Day. And Violet's like, tells Zayden, like, Day is dying. Liam's dying. And Zayden, you can hear and feel his terror and
Anguish.
panic. And that's a beautiful word. And Violet tries to get Liam over there. He's just too heavy. And so Violet takes his goggles off and looks into his blue eyes, and she's just like, try to stay, just stay with me. He's like, it was my honor to be your shadow. And Zayden makes it over there, and Zayden picks Liam up and takes him to Day. And they have a little conversation, and they know that Liam's no longer with us. And there's still a battle happening all around them. Zayden comes back to Violet, and he's like, Liam wanted me to let you know that you have to take out the venin. And Violet's like, yeah, of course I fucking know that. But Liam's trying, in his last breaths of life, he's trying to make them have an upper edge where if we take out the venin who create the wyvern, it kills all the wyvern, and then you don't have to deal with them anymore. Violet and Taryn get back on, Violet gets back on Taryn, and they fly up in the sky to attack, and Violet's charged. She's ready to fucking murder. A wyvern comes out of nowhere and attacks Taryn. End of the fucking chapter.
Yeah.
Liam was so good, and I understand, Rebecca, he couldn't improve in any way, shape, or form, but he was so good.
You know how he could improve? He could be alive. Mm-hmm. What a thought.
That would be an improvement. That would be an improvement.
During the conversation that Liam and Violet have, he asks Violet to take care of Sloane once she gets to the quadrant. Yeah. And that's like his final request.
Yeah. Sloane is Liam's younger sister. She will be going into the quadrant next year. So when Violet is a second year.
And he hasn't seen her in so long because if you remember back a while, I don't remember what chapter it is, but he said that they were separated when they went
They
to
weren't
different
fostered
like,
together.
foster families. So he was so excited to see her, and he never gets to.
Will.
Yeah. Made it through that. I am so glad I didn't have to talk.
Let's talk about Booked and Bonded Breakdown. The Bonded Breakdown.
Should we have really sad music playing right now, or would that make things worse?
The first song that came to my head was do 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 do, and I think that's Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs, dragons.
That's enough. What really are pterodactyls? You know what I mean? Aren't those dragons?
Yeah. They're big chickens.
I have a couple names that I looked up just
Perfect.
to continue it. So, Athbean means acquaintance or knowledge.
You did learn a lot there.
Sense.
You
Yeah.
learned a lot.
And yeah, like who are the real acquaintances there? So that was a great name, Rebecca. Awesome. Altuval means ill-omened, possibly. It's not really a Gaelic word, but it's like a play on a Gaelic word.
Okay.
Soleil is French, and that means sun or sunshine. And then Fuel, I have no idea how to say her dragon's name, means blood from lineage, tribe, temper, or nature, but it's often used when you're saying bloodline.
We did not get to know her a lot, and she died, and it's a shame.
All I know is that she had a nose piercing.
We do have 2 unnamed people in that group. We do learn them in the next couple chapters, but... So I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Theorize, if Violet at the lake was like, no, I don't believe you, I don't trust you, I'm leaving. How do you feel like the rest of this book plays out?
Considering I don't think that's who Violet is, I'm going to say
I'm
it as
100% it doesn't. It's not what Violet does. I'm saying if this happened, how would this book play out? I truly also believe Violet would never do this.
I guess there would be 2 options. The first would be that she has to walk her butt wherever she wants to go because there's no way Darren is leaving. And the second thought would be she walks for a little off by herself, and then she realizes she is a stupid idiot, and she turns around and she's like, oh, actually, duh.
Okay, but if Taryn went with her...
Taryn is not going with her! There's no way Taryn would go with her! Taryn is not leaving! Maybe Andarna. Because she has other plans she has to accomplish.
But Taryn wouldn't let her... I don't think Taryn would let her leave.
I think if she said, I am not going to fight, he's incinerating her on sight because she does not deserve him.
He would die instantly.
Who cares? Who freaking cares?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was thinking more of how would the rest of the story play out is she would fly back to Navarre. And
how? Literally how, though, because it's not gonna happen.
And Darna eats her. That's how it ends.
Yeah, perfect. Done.
Do you think Xaden, he notes that he was going to tell her. Do you think Xaden was actually going to tell her? And when do you think Xaden wanted to tell her? Like, point in time, he felt like, at this point, I could tell her.
I don't think it would have happened before the end of the year. I think they would have gone into next year. She would have gotten more comfortable. They would have gotten closer. They would have been, like, super trusting of each other. No questions. It wouldn't have been so new. And I think he would have found a good moment to be like, this is what I've been doing. this is why everything is happening, and this is what's out there, and you need to be ready.
When do you think he could have told her for this to not be as big of a deal to her?
I think any time would have been not as big of a deal as in the moment when they're being attacked.
I think he should have told her when he fucking read the letter.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think she was ready, though. I think he was giving her a chance to process that on her own.
I agree. Hindsight is 2020.
Ever a good time to say your whole life is a lie? I don't
True.
know.
No.
Especially when your mom's in charge of so much of it.
True. I think we already answered this question, but would you stay and fight?
Yeah. I would stay and do something.
I would stay and try my best. I would save at least one person. If I at least saved one person and died, I would feel good.
I think with your signet you could.
Thanks.
Welcome.
I think you could help people hide.
I think with my signet I could try and find out more information.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a very good after the fact, not in the battle.
Or before the fact.
Or before the fact. That one also works. How easy is it to create wyvern? But we already kind of chatted about that.
I'm trying to think with all of the theories that we have going how that would work. And then I had a different thing spark into my mind, which would be wild. But I think obviously it takes the rune. And it takes power being pushed into the thing.
Yes.
Right? So I think it's just those two things that create the wyvern. I feel like they might be using dead dragons. If there was a war in the Barrens, what's left? Bones.
Good theory. I don't know if it would be important information. I mean, it is if Brennan actually turns out to be a wyvern.
Right, which could add another step. They either have to be dead or they have to be on the verge of death. I think they have to be dead. And then why would Jack's dragon look that way? Because it just died because he just killed it and then ruined it and then made it a wyvern.
I think it's because I think in the end, Jack's dragon and potentially Brennan are just vessels.
Yeah. Okay, my next thought when we were talking about that. Obviously, we know they're pushing power into the wyvern. What's the other time we see Jack pushing power into something?
Violet
it's when he's fighting Violet on the mat. Is that because he's not in control of his power? That would be my thought, because he's weak. Or is he trying to be in control of her by making her a wyvern at that point? Think about all of the things he could do with Violet.
I don't think
body.
Ew.
Not what I meant. Not what I meant at all.
I feel like maybe it's more of like he's not in control of it, and he also
But like,
I don't think he was making a wyvern. I don't think he's smart enough to do that. I think it was
second
more
nature for him to take power, not push it into somebody.
I think he probably saw it. And he was emotional, and he was just like...
Saw it from who?
I mean, he had to become venin somehow. We also know in the next couple books that, like,
you can become venin without seeing someone do anything. You just have to be told how to do it.
True, but I'm saying, like, he knows that... He, like, even says that we are already in the wards. Like, you think that the wards are stopping us, but they don't. And so, like, he's talking about, like, a family and talking about, like, I mean, not, like, you know, not a real family, but I think that there's a group of them that he's associated with and learning from. So that's why I'm, like, potentially maybe that's how he saw it. Or maybe, I think maybe he's just weak and doesn't have control of it.
I don't know. Pushing power into someone is so oddly specific.
Yeah. Any listener lore?
We have 2 poll questions. The first one says, if you were in the war games, What role would you want? Would you want to be a strategy planner, a frontline fighter, a scout or intelligence, or I'd panic and hide?
Strategy planner.
I love that. I would panic and hide.
I love that for you. What did our listeners vote on?
There was some response to all of them, but the overwhelming response was I'd panic and hide.
I love that.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Okay, so to go along with some of the questions that you asked, we posted who would most likely start a bar fight.
I love it.
The options were Zayden, Violet, Reed, Riddick, Sawyer, Liam, Imogen. We only had one person answer this one, and their answer was Imogen.
Okay,
I
could
would
see it.
love to know the reasoning behind it.
I could see it. Out of all those people, my first would be Riddick, because it's Riddick.
Just for funsies.
For funsies, I could see Imogen actually getting upset and mad at someone and punching them.
Yeah.
She could win. She could win a bar fight. Well, please answer all our poll questions. Larissa puts them in the description of the podcast. You can get the podcast on Spotify and on YouTube. Our other socials are Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and TikTok with the handle Booked and Bonded. Please go over there, like, follow, share, do all the thingies. And next week, we are covering the last 3 chapters of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros.
That's
chapters,
insane.
I know, 37, 38, and 39. Oh, please come prepared, because it's a doozy of the last couple chapters, and we just had a bad chapter, so. But yes, until next time, do all of the thingies. We will see you. Enjoy all of the snacks and have all of the beverages. Bye.
Bye.